Hi everyone, it's Jaden. Welcome back to my channel. On today's video, I wanted to share with you 10 questions that you can ask yourself to help you identify what caused your health crash.
Question number 1. Have you recently had a traumatic experience? Things such as if you got in a car accident recently, or if you had some major surgery, or if a loved one of yours passed away, or maybe your dog passed away that you really loved. Ask yourself if you've just gone through something like that, because that could be a major cause in a health crash and adrenal fatigue and anxiety disorder. Question number 2, have you recently made a huge life change? So things like moving, switching careers, or if you just maybe had an epiphany about your life and you just decided to go down a totally different path than the one that you were on. That can cause also stress. Even if sometimes it's a good change, it still can cause stress, and that can be a factor in health crashes. Question number 3, have you recently been overexercising or overtraining if you're an athlete? Myself and so many clients of mine and people that I've talked to on this channel, that is like one of the number one things. Like if somebody said, oh, I don't know why I'm having this health crash, and I ask, are you overexercising or are you training for something? A lot of times they'll say, I've been training for something, or like, yeah, I've been hitting the gym and I just went on this new routine. So really watch out for that, and definitely ask yourself to see if that's been something you were doing, because that could easily cause you to have a health crash and adrenal fatigue. Question number 4, ask yourself if you've recently been chronically dieting or being on a restrictive diet of any kind. Things like keto, low carbs, Atkins, high carbs, any gimmick diet like that. So, or even like intermittent fasting, juice cleanses and stuff like that. So anything extreme like that, and take it from me, who have been around sports nutrition and diets my whole life, it is, if not the number one thing that could cause you to have a health crash, is, effing with your food. Question number 5, have you been chronically sleep deprived? If you're not sleeping well for a long period of time and you're sleep deprived, yeah, that will send you into a health crash, and that will cause your adrenals to work overload, and your hormone systems are gonna not replenish itself, because you're not giving yourself the natural rhythm where we heal ourselves when we're sleeping, when we're getting good sleep. So if you're skipping that for a long time, yeah, you're gonna have some major health issues. Question number 6, have you been overly emotional? So as an actor, I was going through a period where I was doing a lot of roles, both professionally and in class, where I was playing these really dark, like just emotional, angry, psycho, like that type of characters. At the same time, I was also auditioning in commercials and working on commercials that were, for advertisement, where it needed me to be like over enthusiastic about a product or cheering. So pushing your emotions constantly is draining, and it's very harsh on your system, and it's very harsh on your adrenal. That could tie into maybe you have like a toxic relationship in your life where you're constantly arguing or being angry, or having to just be highly emotional over and over and over again. And it doesn't have to be negative. Like, you could be just overly excited for too long, and that's draining, and that could cause you to have issues as well. Question number 7, have you recently had a baby or maybe a puppy or any kind of infantile animal? Taking care of a toddler or a puppy is so stressful, and just that alone sometimes could be enough to cause you to have a major adrenal crash. It could cause your HPA axis to be dysfunctional because of the overload in stress hormones, and just overload in stress and sleep deprivation as well. Question number 8, have you been running away from something from your past, or something that you haven't resolved? Things like maybe you felt really angry or depressed or, unjust about a past situation or a relationship, and you never resolved it, and it just sits in your head day in and day out. You think about it, and there's just like a constant nagging of stressed every day for a long time, sometimes years. Question number 9, financial stress. That's a no-brainer there. Finances, issues with finance can cause a lot of stress. That's definitely something that could cause you to have adrenal fatigue, HPA Axis Dysfunction, and anxiety attacks. Question number 10, ask yourself, are you generally happy? I know this is such a broad and cliche and just basic question, but you'd be surprised if you ignore the fact that you're just not completely happy with your life for a long time, and that low level of chronic stress and inner turmoil or just inner conflict about not being happy with your life, that can cause you to have a health crash and adrenal fatigue and HPA Axis Dysfunction and anxiety attacks and panic attacks as well. You might answer yes to one or maybe multiple of these questions, or maybe all of them. For me, I probably hit every single one of these questions. I'd said yes when I had my health crash. You're probably wondering why even ask yourself if you already have it, you feel like crap and you just want to feel better. Well, here, let me share with you why I think it's important to ask yourself these questions, because the more you understand why you got your health imbalance, the more information and understanding you're going to have to be able to find the solution. Also, we are all afraid of things that are unknown. So if you don't get to the bottom of what caused it, it could really, mess with you, and you might be really afraid of something terrible. And that's why I recommend you to go get checked out by a doctor and rule out all the things that could possibly be fatal or more severe, so that you get a peace of mind, and then you could more focus on healing yourself and recovering. The more information you have, the less fear you could have around this health crash, and the less sort of mystique and power it has. So then it could work in your favor in your recovery because you're less stressed out about it.
Thanks for joining me on my hike today. I hope you enjoyed my video. If you liked my video, please give me a thumbs up, and also don't forget to subscribe and help me grow my channel. I hope you have a great rest of the week, and I will see you next time. Bye.